Mayor Adanech Abiebie, presiding over a recent meeting with the business community and leadership of the city administration, along with Eyob Tekaleny, State Minister of Fiscal Policy and Public Finance in the Ministry of Finance, indicated the National Comprehensive Macroeconomic Reform is aimed to ascertain a strong, resilient economy. The reform mainly intends to realize sustainable development and inclusivity by minimizing the debt burden of government, the mayor announced.
ዘላቂ ልማትን ማረጋገጥ አለብን።
We shall realize sustainable development. All we look for is having a prosperous nation. We must work to achieve an economy that is based on the resolute foundation with a persistent growth rate. As well, it should be inclusive. For instance, only through student sustenance programs in Addis Ababa, we benefited millions of city inhabitants. This is an investment on the generation which blends the economic reform with the groundworks. Therefore, we can consider the fact that the reform is inclusive by its nature.
According to Mayor Adanech Abiebie, the newly launched National Comprehensive Macroeconomic Reform will stabilize the market and can make it more competent. It would help oversee the inflation within the economy and assure suitable investment opportunities, she added. The reform would, of course, raise the foreign exchange reserve, she remarked.
በባንኮች የመንግስት ተመን ተደርጎ የውጭ ምንዛሬ
Foreign exchange rate was decided by the government, whereas the parallel market was deciding the rate in its own ways. We couldn't withhold its entire operation by controlling. On the contrary, we couldn't avail the bank provisions to forex to the vast users as per their needs. This situation hinders the healthy growth of our economy. Market competence couldn't be achieved. In order to correct the mess and become market-oriented, the government decided to increase the forex rate in amount to what's going on outside the banks. If the government makes it available on the needed rate, why does the business community search for the parallel market?
The mayor assured the city administration is determined to realize the macroeconomic reform in its various engagements. Administration is ready to raise awareness of the society and solve anticipated bottlenecks here and there, she elaborated. Government employees and low-income residents of the city will be subsidized, the mayor said.
ዝቅተኛ ገቢ ላለው ማህበረሰብ ውስጥ ላለው
We will scrutinize and organize residents in the safety net programs. The safety net won't focus on some daily-based sustenance, but on the sustainable directions that would change life. It will enable them produce their own incomes, not dependent on some gifts. We will do that in the direction of changing the livelihood of residents. Our programs that support citizens
State
will
Minister Eyob Tekaleny, on his part, said, despite the distorted outlooks on the National Comprehensive Macroeconomic Reform, it would enhance the benefit and the status quo of Ethiopia to be heard at all important levels.
ሪፎርሙ ማለት ዋጋ ጭማሪ ነው ብለው እንዲረዳ
One of the challenges with the reform is that the misunderstanding of the business community, which says the reform is something that leads to price rise. The business community and the leadership shall mind it that the reform benefits everyone and is a holistic, integral capacity of the nation. It increases the value of our passports and Ethiopia's state of being heard. It bolsters the general economy of the nation. Hence, it shall be regarded as a very historic and beneficial reform to the
Statement
country.
issued by the Office of the Prime Minister of Ethiopia about the recent comprehensive macroeconomic reform policy says the reform aims to correct foreign exchange distortions, solve structural balance of payment deficits, and reduce inflation by modernizing the monetary policy framework of the country.